Hello, my friends. Welcome to our last Mental Health Monday yet again. We are back another time. Hi, Monu. And if you hear some whining, it's just my dog whining in the background because she can be a little turd sometimes, but she's cute, so we put up with it. Hello. Welcome back to now our last Mental Health Monday. I anticipated being in school today, but I'm not because of the winter storm. Well, here I am. Hang on. I'm now copying the link and I'm putting it in chat. I'm a little bit unprepared for stream today, guys. My mental health today is honestly not the best, just because of everything that's been happening in the world. I'm sick and bleeding. So, the right kind of bleeding, but still, hormones, not great. So, we're gonna have this experience together today. We're gonna figure out what's up. If any of my wonderful, awesome, capable mods are in the chat, could somebody please pin this link? Well, I'm jealous of you, Kenzie. Very jealous. It doesn't appear that anyone's here at this moment. Kenzie, I'm gonna mod you for like 5 seconds. Can you pin this link? And then I'm gonna unmod you. Oh, Gray's here. Okay. Thank you so much, Gray. Hearts to Gray. Okay. Comic-Con? When and where? What game is this? This is How to Train Your Dragon on Roblox. This makes me happy, and it's very satisfying to watch, so we watch it together while I answer all of your questions. Okay. Hi, Kaylin. I made an edit of you and Quinn, and I was wondering if you could go check it out. It's not very good because it's my first edit ever, and I've been thinking about it for a while. I might see if it comes up, but I'm not gonna go look for something during stream. But I'm grateful for you. Thank you. Have you ever had any arguments with Quinn? Yes, of course. We are very team-oriented, though. So, like, when we have arguments, all it takes is one of us calling out the frustration and then working together to solve the problem. Because we love each other. It's never me versus Quinn. It's me and Quinn versus the problem. This is the last Mental Health Monday because we're moving it to Friday. So it's going to be Feel Good Friday instead of Mental Health Monday. Because I have school on Mondays. All day. So, arguments, we still sometimes call them arguments. We had one the other day. We were both frustrated about, I don't even remember what, because it was so small, and we did the right steps to get rid of that. But we were just both frustrated and tired, and it seemed like, to each of us, it seemed like the other person wasn't both acknowledging the struggle and, hi Layla, and, you know, empathizing properly, and so we both felt kind of lonely in that moment when we were trying to get stuff up for stream, and then we realized that, that was, oh no, that was happening, and that's all it took. We were on the same team again in a moment. And I realized, hey, I need a break because I'm not acting right. That's my fault. And so I took a break, came back in 30 minutes, and we were fine. We talked about it. Always talk about it. School and theater rehearsals are killing me. What should I do? Be sure you're getting the right amount of sleep. Just sleep. Okay, if you've chosen to be in a play, you are sacrificing your social life for this play. I know that because I have done 12-hour rehearsals for different plays for Tech Week my whole life, as the leads. Okay? It's brutal. It sucks. Especially when your director is just as tired as you. But you're gonna put on a great show, and you have to get 8 hours of sleep a night, or you will hate yourself. My mom's boyfriend constantly uses AI to make funny videos or weird songs, and I hate it, but it makes my mom laugh so much. I don't want to tell her how much harm it does. The worst part is that a lot of times she says that it's really very realistic when it's not, and it makes me sort of scared. That is scary. I'm sorry. I have a similar story, actually. My grandpa just had his 81st birthday, which is why I wasn't on stream a couple days ago with Quinn. I was at his birthday dinner. And as my grandfather's birthday gift, does school take up so much time and affect your relationship with Quinn? I actually only have school 2 days a week, so I have a lot of time for Quinn. But anyways, her birthday gift to him was she paid a service to make an AI song about him and then proceeded to play it at his birthday dinner without telling us that this is what she'd done. So she pulled that out. It was a 4-minute song. And you know what? I should play some of it for you guys. It's a country song too. It's what's done is done. Listening to this won't do any more damage. But I was trying so hard not to laugh at that table, and my dad was looking at me like, "Don't you dare laugh." I couldn't do it. My aunt looked at me and she cracked up, and I couldn't take it anymore. I had to take a sip of my water so that I wouldn't tremble and laugh. But here it is. His name is Tommy. Wait. That's just a little hint. But who prompted it? My grandmother. She thought this was the coolest thing ever, and I was so sad to tell her that it was AI. I had to look it up and see. I was like, "What service did you use?" And she told me, and she was like, I think she knew it was AI, but she thought it was so serious. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So I'm with you on that. We'll figure out how to tell our parents together. Okay, you got a good vibe? Well, thank you. Can anyone ask you out? Somebody's using the random question generator, but of course you can get on. Here, wait, I'll land at Burke. The only person that can ask me out is my girlfriend. Duh. And I would never want anybody else to ask me out. Mara and her Cocomelon fit. Alright, let's go. Why are you in front? It's awful. Okay. Hey Kaylin, happy Monday. It's Brooke, and I just got back from a huge Colorado tournament. We placed 10 out of 600 in 600 teams. I'm super tired, but also doing great. I hope you have a good day. I'm so proud of you. That is, like, really good. Little claps for little snaps for Brooke in the chat. You miss them? Yes. Somebody keeps using this generator. I really need. Oh no. My bad, Mar. I totally didn't mean to play that. I mean, totally didn't mean to press that. You can hop back on. I really neglected my friend, and she sent me a long message about it. I replied, and I am not setting alarms to make an effort to message her more often. Now she's saying she doesn't want me to force it, and then I'm still not invested. How do I figure out what she wants? Oh, can somebody tell Mara get back on in chat? Oh, there she is. Okay, it's fine. What's my biggest problem today? Probably still the ear infection, actually. But that's it. Hi, Nuri. I love you too. What she wants is for you to be just as attached as she is without making an effort or having to make an effort. And that's just not possible. So if you're making an effort and you're doing that, because you do care about the relationship, she needs to know that you making an effort is a good sign and not a sign that you have to try, just having to try harder to like her the same. Can I become toothless? I wish, Nuri. I asked Quinn the other day, would you leave me if every weekend I turned into a dragon? I'm trying to train Quinn to be a girlfriend, too. Because, okay, and hear me out. She doesn't she doesn't answer the if would you love me if I were a worm questions right. Ark is a good game. Like, okay, if every time Quinn's like, would you love me if, I say, yes, honey, of course I would. I would still date you if you were a worm. I would still date you if you were a little tiny bunny. I'd put you in my pocket and feed you lettuce. But every time I'm like, Quinn, would you still love me if I got in a terrible car crash and I can only move my head from now on? She's like, would it affect your ability to have children? Be like, only as much as... We don't have children. Why are you asking? And she has like all of these follow-up questions. Like, Quinn, you're just supposed to say yes and tell me that you love me. And she goes, what? Well, I want to give you an honest answer. Like, I feel like, because to her, honesty is more important than reassurance. And to me, honesty is very important. But when somebody is needing reassurance, showing that person that you care comes before little details like, well, I wouldn't like how you raised children if you were paralyzed. You know, that's a bridge that you cross when you get to it. It's like the bunny question. That's never gonna happen. And so I've been asking her increasingly outrageous questions. Hi, Kim. I've been asking her increasingly outrageous questions and making her just say yes. So the other day I was like, would you love me if I made $10K a month, but every weekend I'd turn into a dragon from the nightfall of Friday to the nightfall of Sunday? And there's literally nothing I can do to change this. Like, every single weekend for the rest of my life, I'm a dragon. And you can't say we'll still be friends. You have to date me. Would you do it? And she sighed, and she goes, yes, babe, I would still love you and date you. And I was like, good job. You're trained. Okay. I think I'm depressed. I don't know what to do. It feels like I'm not sad enough to be depressed, but I just feel constantly like I'm always hitting rock bottom over and over again. How do I come up with that? I've had a lot of time to just think with a weird brain. I'm sorry. When you guys are, like, super depressed, there's not one fix. Like, you guys all tell me that, and a lot of you are struggling with the same thing, but since you're such different people, and you are more than your illness, by the way, there's more than one fix for everybody, you know? So some people, they're isolated and don't realize it, so they need to be reintegrated back into families, friendships, just society as a whole, and then they will be a lot better. That depression will naturally go away. Some people, this is genetic. This is something they're stuck with and they need medication. So I can't recommend walks with friends to people who literally won't get better without medication, you know, and I can't recommend medication to people who are 13 and just need to experience a little more life and let their hormones balance out. It's a weird, I mean, not weird, it's a hard thing to advise, you know? So try to find the cause, for sure. Whether that be just because that's how you were born and it's genetic, or because you might be isolated, or because your hormones might be wacky. I think a lot of teenagers go through that same thing, and you know what? They do come out of it. If they make it through that, they can make it through anything, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. You be ghosting people? Stop using the generator. No. I don't intentionally ghost anybody. I hate how that feels, and I would never do that to somebody on purpose. How's my and Quinn's mental health? I'm doing mostly fine. I just have, like, a lot of physical issues right now. Like, I'm bleeding, and I have an ear infection, and I can't see a doctor because I'm snowed in. So it's weird and kind of scary. Quinn is doing okay. She has been getting better, and I'm really proud of her. She was in a depressive slump for the past couple weeks, but she's coming out of it pretty well. This isn't mental health, but I thought I'd tell you, me and my girlfriend are official, and, like, today I went to go see her. I am so happy for you. What state? No, Texas. We never get snowed in. This is the first time in years. I love you so much, and you mean so much to me, and you feel like a big sister. Love you, IU. I think IU gives away who you think it is. Yes, it does, Kenzie. I think of you as a little sister, too. Me and a bunch of other girls were changing in a room for theater, and a male teacher who has no business being near the girls' changing room came in without knocking and stared. I'm angry, and we all cried. How do I prepare to get talked to by admin again? I think all of you should march down there. And also, you should tell your parents. Get as many people angry about this as you can. Like, are you gonna get married and have kids? We're gonna try. That's the goal. We're a little young for both of those things at the moment, but that's the goal. My heart is set on marrying this girl. If that's what you needed to hear. Get everybody's parents angry about this. Seriously? That will help. Me and my long-distance girlfriend have been on and off for 4 years. Oh, dear. And we're both 16. Oh, dear. But she treated me horrible in the past because of her mental health. Oh, no. That's why she kept breaking it off. Yikes. Been trying again since January, but now she's treating me not great again, and I think I love her, but I'm scared of being alone. I have been in your exact same position, okay? Except for the long distance thing. It was short distance, so the harm was more physical. Game paused. Wait till content loads. I'm gonna get shot. What if I leave? Leave. Can you guys still see me? Right? Oh, good. Okay. Anyways. You will be okay alone. You are not okay with her. You will not be less okay alone. I am so serious when I tell you that the worst thing you can do is stay in a relationship with somebody you want to fight because you're scared of being alone. That's not fair to either one of you. I didn't press anything. What? Not only are you hurting yourself, you're hurting her because she's not with somebody who is fully stable either. You're willable, but you're scared to tell your friends? I don't know if you should have friends that make that scary. Personal opinion. What should you do if your teacher's really weird, like it takes a shirt off in class and jumps on tables and stuff? Ew! Tell the principal. First, tell everybody's parents. Like, tell your parents and then tell the principal. Especially if your parents don't do anything. If your parents are like, we need to tell the principal about this, boom, you got Mama Bear ready. Look, schools can handle kids with complaints because kids have no power virtually. But if your parents get mad at the school, they might be facing a lawsuit for that. And that will scare the shit out of him. And he will be threatened to be fired for that because that's not okay. What are my thoughts on people who have mental health problems? That they need help. Quinn the other day was confiding in me. She's like, and by the way, this was literally her being paranoid because she tends to be a paranoid person, not because there was actually something for her to genuinely be worried about with anybody. She was like, what if you think I'm a monster when I tell you, like, you know, how my brain works? And I'm like, first of all, the worst thing that could happen is I tell you that you do have a problem and you need help. Like, okay. I'm a little bit hypocritical because sometimes I talk about people like this, but those are mainly people who are actually creepy. Like, I'm like, ugh, that person is so icky. It's usually older men. However, most people, if you're not, like, actually like that, like, okay, people with, I don't judge people at all when they have, depression issues, anxiety issues, anger issues, any sort of mental illness that isn't like harmful sexual deviance, I don't judge people for that. I try to dissect it, be like, why is this happening, you know? Like, there are so many reasons, and it usually either has to do with upbringing or somebody's, and I say medical biology, not just biology, because it's not how you're born. It's not, but it's like something that's happening internally. It's not like, yeah. I will never judge people who put stuff here. I hope you guys would know that by now. I'm telling you, TikTok just updated their terms of service and now it's suppressing every American video and half of them don't even post, period. We literally cannot post videos right now, period. I'm telling you, it's TikTok, not you. Can everyone even see Quinn's most recent post? Don't agree to the terms of service if you haven't already. But if you have, okay. You are not straight. TikTok is suppressing most American videos. So if you don't follow somebody, literally everyone worldwide is having problems with TikTok right now. Okay. She's gonna get she's gonna get insecure if all of her videos are doing that poorly and she doesn't know why. So I needed to take a break and tell her. I guess she didn't know that. Anyways, let's get another one. I go between yearning and wanting to be single forever. I really like the idea of being in a relationship, but I also could do so much more with my life if I removed the need to be loved. Aw. I don't need somebody, and I don't always want somebody. I feel stuck in the middle. Well, you actually biologically do need to be loved. It doesn't need to be romantically. You can have amazingly loving friendships, and that would be fine. But biologically, we are driven to not be happy unless we are a part of a group of some kind. You know, unless other people value us. Because that helped us stay alive as a species. You went off by yourself, you died. So people who were fine being alone didn't really make it in the early days. So we have a biological need to be loved, and that's okay. You don't need to be ashamed of that. But you do need to be aware of it, because it can make you extremely codependent. If you feel like it, can you talk about your story about your friend getting off the antidepressants at the wrong time? You know what? Sure, why not? Alright. Does anybody want to hear the story about when I went to Washington, D.C. and this girl tried to murder me and then herself in the same 30 minutes? This is... This is the story of the worst Olivia I ever knew. And it's not like you guys are gonna find her, so I don't really care about using her first name. Yeah, no Olivia. If I'm like, no, because I've met some annoying Olivias before. It's honestly just the most common name right now, so some of them are bound to be annoying. No Olivia compares to this Olivia. But, so Lil 8th grade me was naive and very sheltered, and going to this Christian cult school for the first year. We were the second to oldest class, meaning that the class above us was going to be the first graduating class. So at this point, they didn't really have a fully formed high school. None of the teachers had taught high school, so they didn't know how to handle high school kids. They were literally just middle school teachers. 9th grade was the oldest. It was a cult school because it was evangelical Christian, and, well, let's just say that they were kind of extremists in that way. Don't tell people to suck your dick. You don't even have one. How behind is the not gonna lie? It's gonna be pretty behind after this. But we're taking a school trip. Oh, me so sleeping. To Washington, D.C. to learn about the history of a country that they faked. But anyways, despite it was gonna be a good trip, despite the blatantly incorrect lessons they were teaching us about America's history along the way. And this girl had been all year. She'd been threatening me. Keep in mind, this was such a small school that there were only 4 girls in my entire grade. There were 2 that were not. There were 2 that were not new, so they were already best friends. And then there was me and this other girl, and we were both new. Olivia was the other girl. And I'm trying to figure out a way to tell this entire story in a way that I can for Twitch, so I might have to leave some stuff out, but you'll get a picture. Anyways, she had been threatening me all year. This was a school filled with sheltered kids. I'd never heard anything like this before when she told me. I have severe depression, and so did my mom, and that's why I want to die. Trigger warning. And I was like, whoa. What? And honestly, at this point, she needed help. But I didn't know how to do that. I was in 8th grade. And I'd never even heard of somebody that had such severe mental health issues. Because that wasn't really a thing in Southern evangelical culture. Mental health issues means you don't pray enough. 8th grade, so I was 13. 12, 13. And so I was like, well, did you pray enough? Because at this point, I was still very much in it. But she kept being like, don't tell me that. And then she goes, I used to strangle people. And I said, what? And she said, yeah, one time I choked a girl out, and it took 2 teachers to get me off of her. And I was like, you're not scaring me. I don't know how, okay. To my credit, I thought she was kind of lame for that. I was like, why are you flexing it? Yeah, exactly. Why is she flexing that? And so I was like, you don't scare me. You're not scaring me. I don't know why are you telling me this to scare me? She's like, no, I'm telling you this because it's the truth. And then she literally said the words, don't turn your back on me. So I did. Because I was like, this girl's not gonna do shit. And for a while, she didn't. And I was like, pfft. And then she was still trying to be friends, and I was like, hey, you don't scare me, but I'm not gonna trust you because you're telling me that you choke people out and you threatened me. I'm not trusting you. We're not gonna be friends. We're not gonna be close. She was like, you're gonna be alone then. We have no other girls. And I was like, I'd rather be alone than with somebody who keeps threatening to choke me. That's kind of weird. Anyways, this was all leading up to the trip. So this was not on the trip. This was the school year before, and the trip took place halfway through the year. So we're going on this trip. At some point during the year, I get a concussion from a basketball cage falling on my head. She told me she liked me better after the concussion. She said it made me nicer. Whatever. But we were on the trip, and she just kept getting partnered up with me as like a buddy, because there were two that were obviously gonna be each other's buddy, and then there was me and her. I went with somebody from the other campus a lot of the time, and I actually made a best friend, so I knew I wasn't the problem because I was immediately making friends, and we got really close. And so her name was actually Caitlin, but she served as a witness for a lot of the shit that went down. Anyways, she just kept threatening me over the trip. It was so weird. I actually don't remember some of it just because the specifics of it were terrifying, because it was like a week-long trip and I was just stuck with her. And they made us share a bed, because they gave us one hotel room for all 4 girls in our grade. And I didn't want to share a bed with her, but they made us share a bed. And you can imagine, like, the types of things I was scared of happening and may have happened. So instead I was like, hey, how about we take turns sleeping on the floor? I don't want to sleep in a bed with you. I don't think you want to sleep in a bed with me. We kind of hate each other. And so we took turns sleeping on the bed and on the floor. And every time I would, like, open my eyes in the middle of the night, she'd be watching me. It was fucking terrifying. And so later on, it was the second to last night, and we were playing, or it was about to be the last night. We went to this place, and they were like, you know what, let's let all the kids play laser tag. And so we were at this organized place for laser tag, and the guy was giving instructions, and she just kept, like, okay, I was sitting, it was me, my new best friend, and Olivia on the other side, right? And she just kept, like, whispering threats vaguely to me, and I looked at her and I said, you don't scare me. Shut up. And she reached across my friend and grabbed my neck. And, like, I remember how her eyes looked. She looked dead in her eyes. It was insane. And she just kept going. And I was, like, in shock. I was like, there's no way this is actually happening with this many witnesses around. But nobody was looking at us. Everybody was looking at the instructor. And I couldn't talk because her hand was around my neck, and she was squeezing so hard. And so I finally got her off me, because my friend was in shock too. She was like, there's an arm across me, and my friend's getting choked. And she was like an extreme introvert at this time, and we were all kids, so I don't blame her for doing nothing, because she was literally in 8th grade, right? I don't care. There's another hater in the Roblox chat. I don't know why these people keep joining. Last time after the game, this person said, I will destroy Kaylin. How did the school not know? I'm getting to that. Don't worry. It's not over. It's not even close. It only gets worse from here. So anyways, I finally get her hand off me, and there are, by the way, marks on my neck after this, the day after this. But the school didn't care. And I screamed. This is like the first time little me had ever cursed publicly. I swear, I had never said a curse word publicly in my life, because of how sheltered I was, and because of how not allowed that was, because the devil can use your tongue, or whatever. I screamed, what the hell? Like, super loud in a laser tag room. And then every kid in there was also sheltered and going, whoa, whoa, whoa! Why are we cursing? Why are we cursing? Ah! Okay, why do I keep falling? No, I know. But I was 12, and this was not allowed. And I was like, she just put her hand on my neck. Nobody had seen it. Nobody. And I was like, she just put her hand on my neck. She tried to choke me. Like, she's kept saying she's gonna kill me. She just tried to kill me. Because she's, like, that's what she keeps saying. By the way, this girl was, like, twice my size, okay? I was really tiny at 12 years old. Like, I did hit a growth spurt. Not that big of one. I won't take short jokes today. But I was, like, tinier than tiny. You know? And she was definitely not. Like, she was really tall and really buff. And she had, like, a pixie cut, too. Like, she was She was a butch before I knew what butch was. And so I was like, she just tried to hit me. And you know what she did? She looked at me and laughed and was like, no, I didn't. What are you talking about? And then got everyone on her side, and they were all making fun of me. All these people I didn't know, they just kept like reenacting. I was like, she put her hand on my throat. And they were like, no, she didn't. You're exaggerating. Girls always exaggerate. And then, like, there were like 30 people in there, and they were all laughing, saying that I was faking it. And I like was trying not to cry because I was just in shock. And like literally everyone in there was like, so I'm about to die, right? And he had his friend like putting his hands on his shoulders or his neck and being like, is he's about to kill me? Is that what's gonna happen? He's gonna kill me? And then we all got shoved into the laser tag room, where I was like tears were dripping down my face because I was like, no one believes me. There's nothing I can do. Like, what if this is more real? And she's coming out of nowhere in this laser tag game to shoot me and shove me against walls. And at one point, she like grabs my vest and like pushes me against a wall. She's like hunting me in this dark laser tag room. And we're on the same team. So I see blue dots and I don't know where to run from. And so I can't see. And it's why to this day I can't play laser tag. Like, I genuinely will have a PTSD attack if I try to play laser tag today. And I know that because it happened. Yeah. It's okay. That's not the worst bit. If you want me to keep going, I need to give a few more trigger warnings. But that was just the night before. I thought, okay, and then I thought nobody believed me, and it was true. Nobody believed me, not even the school. And my parents didn't believe me because I thought the school had already told them what happened and that they were just not reacting. But what happened was that they didn't know, because I didn't tell them the whole story because I thought the school did, because I told them. My lore does go fucking insane. Trust, I got stories. No. But that was definitely one of the worst days. Have I been bullied for loving girls? Absolutely, but I was able to deal with that after this. Okay. Does anyone want to hear the rest of this story, or are we a little too mentally unhealthy for more today? Loser's scared. I will really reveal his true face. Loser, shut up. Miller is really upset that I'm talking right now. Can everyone please look at the Roblox chat? Can somebody please join my game and argue with him? Suck. Also, trying to bully someone in the Roblox chat is actually fucking pathetic. I hope you know. It's cute almost, because you have no other way to affect me. Anyways. Okay. You want to hear the rest of the story? Okay. Of course you can bully. Miller, if you don't shut up, I'll find you. No, Miller, you shut up. I love the beef. Okay. Miller, you low-key stink. Be quiet, Miller. This is called How to Train Your Dragon. Oh, Miller getting tagged out. Miller, you a bum for real. I don't speak tags, Miller. I love that you're all using his name when you talk to him. It's making it so much funnier. Okay. Anyways, that night was the worst of it. I was scared to go to bed because the teachers were like, why is one of you sleeping on the floor? Stare at bed. And I was like, I don't want to. And so they were like, fine, but make a chair, like sleep nearby. And so she let me have the bed that night, because I was still trying to act tough, you know. I was like, I want to, it's my turn. Like, I'll take the bed. She was like, fine. And she didn't stop staring at me. I found out she had not taken the meds she needed at the time she needed that day. I already knew that. I didn't know that it could affect so much. I didn't know that if you fucked with antidepressants, it can change your whole personality. Like, she was already fucked up, but, like, the meds did not help. And so, and they were, like, already kind of precautious with us. Like, they didn't even use metal knives when we had mealtime. Like, they gave us metal forks and spoons, but plastic knives. If you felt uncomfortable, why were you still sharing a room? We had no choice. We were 8th graders in a school trip. It was a hotel room. But I was trying to go to sleep. The other 2 girls in the room slept hard as rocks. I knew that because the hotel literally called us for a wake-up call, and I was the furthest person from that phone, and neither one of them woke up with a loud ring and a phone call. And I was like, whatever. So they slept like logs, so they didn't wake up during any of what I'm about to tell you. You'll be stopping it from scared in a moment. That means nothing. That doesn't mean anything. Okay. Sorry, who's trying to get a hold of me? Okay. Oh, poor Manu. Anyways, so sorry if I'm, like, taking breaks and telling this story. I need to, like, if I tell it all conducively, I don't want to have a strong emotional reaction, and so I'm taking small breaks between lines of this to even myself out, and so I'm fine telling this story, as long as, you know, I allow that for myself. But anyways, we're in this hotel room, and she won't stop looking at me. I remember I had said that I had never seen Avatar. And so the other 2 girls were like, you haven't seen Avatar? And put it on. And so that movie was playing, but we were all sleeping. Like, we were all trying to sleep. And I remember the hotel room had big windows because she was sitting in the window, pounding her head against the window while looking at me. Like, just bang, 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 bang. And I had asked her to stop because it was annoying. And so had the other 2, but nobody really wanted to fuck with her that much. So she was just... And I was like, why are you doing that? Trigger warning! I said, why are you doing that? And she said, because I don't want to be here. I want to die. And just kept banging her head against the window. And I was like, what the actual fuck is going on right now? Heavy trigger warning for everything that's about to happen. Like, if you're mentally unstable, don't listen to this. Especially as a teenager. But she didn't stop. And eventually I managed to fall asleep even with the noise, because even though it was creepy, I was kind of used to her being creepy. Like, to be honest, it wasn't that it wasn't creepy and that I'm exaggerating. She just had been so creepy over the past week that it was hard for it to affect me, and I was so exhausted that I went to sleep, and I was like, there's witnesses, there's no way. I don't care. I've decided I don't care, I'm going to bed. And I slept in my clothes because I didn't want to change in front of her either. It was, but I don't have school today because of the snow. And so, yeah, seriously, thank you, Kim. She woke me up at 2 in the morning by jumping on the bed, and, like, she was, like, on her knees on top of me, just jumping up and down and hitting me. Izzy, we're like, heavy trigger warnings right now, especially for somebody so young, because I was your age when this happened. And I was like, oh, ads? Okay. You know what? I'll wait for ads. I wouldn't want you guys to miss something like this, and then I have to answer it again. It's okay. Tell them I'm waiting. Okay. I will, Kim. Thank you. On Mental Health Mondays, we wait for ads sometimes. You're not missing any lore. I'm not even talking. I'm waiting for you guys. Yeah, there's mentions of a lot of types of abuse. Just mute if you want to. I'm not going to judge you. You won't hurt my feelings. You're not weak for not wanting to hear it. You're just setting up a boundary that is good for you. Miller went real quiet since this drop. I won't give up your bad if I have to. I'll eat you and make your fortune. The hell does that even mean? While I'm waiting, can I check my messages? Kim said, hey, I hope you're okay. This was a while ago, but I genuinely hope you're okay and safe now. That's genuinely mortifying. Hearing you talk about it gives me anxiety, and I hope you're okay and feel safe. Your friendships. I love you. I love you all. This was a long time ago. Okay. Is everybody back? Is everybody... Oh, last one. Okay. Give me a thumbs up when you're back. Is anybody... Okay. Is anybody still in ads? Okay. Anyways. Oh, come on. You know what? I guess we're gonna be still while this happens. Okay. She was jumping on top of me with her knees, and it hurt a little bit. But it definitely woke me up, and I was like, what the hell are you doing? Get off of me. She was like, I want your playing cards. Earlier in the trip, I had bought her playing cards, or I had bought playing cards to play with her in the hopes that we would get along better, because the trip was like 90% long bus rides. In which we were always trapped next to each other. So... What? Okay. But she wanted the cards to play solitaire, and I said no. I didn't want to get them out of my suitcase. I was already packed. We were leaving in the morning. I didn't care. I didn't care. I didn't want to play. We were leaving, and I was done. And I was like, after this trip, I'm never talking to her again. It's just gonna be done. It wasn't done. She was apparently still fucked up from the meds, and me refusing something that she wanted was apparently too much. And honestly, I'll be honest, I did rage bait her a little bit, because she kept saying, the more you say no, the more you make me want to hurt you. And I was like, fuck yeah, right, sure, go to bed. Because I was tired. I was done with her bullshit. And honestly, I was like, I kept thinking, there's no way she's gonna do it right now. There's too much at stake here. But I was wrong. She grabbed my throat and, like, put a pillow over my head so I couldn't breathe in any way. Trigger warning. I couldn't breathe in any way. I was legitimately being strangled, and I remembered all of the stories that she had told me in that moment of her strangling other girls until they passed out. And I was like, oh shit, she wasn't bluffing. she must have messed up her meds other days too. Like, she was legitimately going to kill me. Like, she wanted me to die, and I saw it in her face before there was a pillow. She wanted me to die because she wanted to die, and she thought that there was nothing left except to get rid of me too. And so I panicked and I flailed around, but there was literally nothing I could do because she was that much bigger than me and on top of me, and I couldn't scream at all. Because there was, like, nothing could come out. I could only, like, try to wrestle her off, and it didn't work. And so eventually I was like, I have two options. I can either let her kill me, I can keep fighting, and that's not working, and I haven't been able to breathe in a full minute. Or I can go with what possums do and play dead. So that's what I did. I pretended that she won. I stopped trying to breathe. I stopped breathing. Like, intentionally. I was like, okay, I gotta lock in. I stopped breathing, and I, like, went limp and pretended to pass out. Like, I basically pretended as an 8th grader that she killed me. And she was also in 8th grade, so she believed it. And after about 5 more seconds, it worked. And she got off of me. And I let in, like, the slowest breath ever. And then I heard her pacing around the room, panicking, thinking I was dead. She tried to wake me up. I didn't want to, because I knew what would happen. I heard her try to wake up the other girls, and it didn't work. They literally didn't wake up. I was glad that she was panicking that she'd actually done damage instead of, like, other stuff, but she got over it pretty quick, and then I heard her get in my wallet and steal money from me. She walked over to me and she opened my eyes trying to see if I was, stealing money from the freshly dead. She opened my eyes and I was like, I had about 2 seconds to remember how do passed out or dead people's eyes look. And so she went like this, and I was, like, looking up like this, so she could tell I was alive, but, like, out. Did I get the money back? No. No, I didn't. It was about $50 she took from me. Yeah, I was kind of surrounded by crazy idiots my entire childhood. It's a miracle I'm still part of society today. Seems like the world was working together to make sure that didn't happen. But either way. Anyways, I was, what is Miller even saying? I love Manu still fighting with him. Anyways. Yeah, $50 I never got back, and then I pretended to wake up suddenly, but because I pulled the hotel blanket over my head so that she couldn't see me crying, because I needed to pretend that I was still sleeping. Crazy losers. Kaylin couldn't get it. Thanks, Manu. But I didn't want her to see me cry, because I was still proud, and I hated her for what she just did, obviously. And I was scared. And I thought in that moment, they're still asleep. They're not gonna fucking believe me. No one in my life is gonna believe me. And I was right. But I pretended to wake up because I heard her banging her head against the window again harder. And then I heard weird grunting and then more banging. So I pretended to wake up, and she was still looking directly at me. And I opened my eyes. Again, more trigger warning. This is still trigger warning. And she was looking at me, and I looked at her, and she had her hands around her own throat like this, and she was trying to strangle herself. And I panicked. I woke them up. I jumped on the other girl's bed. I like ran from my bed to theirs. I jumped on their bed. I don't need to say their names, so they didn't do anything wrong. Hello?
Hey, are you live?
I am.
How long are you going to be streaming?
I'm not sure exactly. Do you need this room?
Yes.
For what?
Stranger Things?
Can it wait?
How long?
Like an hour and a half?
No. 10, 6, hour and a half? Like 3:30?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. They're trying to watch Stranger Things and are very late to the party. Anyways. I'm not going to answer any questions. Just watch the VOD. You have to watch the VOD. I'm not going to tell the story again. Listen closely. I panicked. I jumped on their bed. I woke them up and I was like, hey, I don't know what's going on. I was still crying. I was still pretty much in shock. But they woke up and they were like, what's happening? And I was like, she tried to kill me. Like, that's the only thing I could say is she jumped on me. She tried to kill me. I couldn't breathe. And she's gonna die. She's gonna die. This girl's gonna die. And I still cared. And that was the part that I couldn't get over. I'm trying not to cry. Grieving eighth grade me is that I still really cared if she got hurt. And so I was waking them up for her because she was gonna hurt her. I didn't know what to do. And so it's okay. I don't need a break. I'm still comfortable here. I can cry and be comfortable. It's okay. And so I woke them up and they were like, what's going on? And Olivia said, I want to die. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here anymore. I shouldn't be here. And they started laughing because they didn't think she was serious, and all of us were too sheltered to know that she was serious, except me at that point. And I was like, no, guys, she means it. And then she looked at them and said, do you have a knife? And they said, why? And she said, so that I can end it right here, right now. And I didn't know what to do. None of us did. And I was like, I think I need to get somebody. Like, I think I need my teacher. Like, I think I need our teacher. And they were like, yeah, well, I'm not, like, and I was like, somebody should go. And I was the only one wearing clothes at that point. They were all in their pajamas. We weren't allowed to leave the rooms in anything but jeans. Have I been robbed? I need to define robbed. And so I was the one that had to run out because they stayed. And before I left, to this day it makes no sense, but I hugged her because I didn't want her to feel like that anyways, either way. Even though she had just literally tried to murder me and thought she did, I didn't want anything bad to happen to her. And I did hug her, and I turned on a lamp, and I was like, this shouldn't be, I'm sorry. And then I ran out of the room sobbing, and the security guard that was out there, because it was a school trip, and they had to watch us, they were like, go back in your room. The security guard says, go back in your room right now. And I was like, I can't, there's somebody, and she's trying to die. I don't even know what to do. And she goes, I don't care, go back in your room. You can't leave your room. You cannot leave your room until 7 in the morning. and she kept trying to shove me back into the room. She goes, "Which room did you come out of?" Because they had taped our doors shut so that they would know if we snuck out. And thank God, I had gone to preschool with, Yellow, this is a terrible time for you to enter. You should definitely watch this VOD. I had gone to preschool with one of the girls from the other campus, and so her mom still knew my mom, and she recognized me. And she was out there. I still to this day don't know why, because she was the only adult that could have recognized me. And said, "Hey, Kaylin, what's happening?" Aw, Layla. She said, "Hey, Kaylin, what's happening?" I said, "I need my teacher. I need her. There's something going on. I need help." And I was just like sitting on the floor at this point. She hugged me, and then I just dropped. I couldn't do it. I was still in shock. And so she went and she got my teacher. And I said, "She choked me, and now she's trying to die in that room. If you don't get in that room right now, she might succeed. She just choked herself until she turned purple. You have to go in there." And everybody, again, was just waking up. And I was like, "You have to get in there. This is an emergency. Like, this is not something that can wait anymore." And so she went in there, and she took Olivia, and then left us alone for the rest of the night. And I didn't sleep the rest of that night. When she came in the morning, we were leaving on a plane early in the morning. I didn't really see her at the airport at all. And my teacher made me sit down on the ground of the hotel and said, "Okay, tell me everything that happened. Because it's obvious that you saw something that I didn't." And I told her everything. I told her everything. I told her more than I've told you. And she said, okay, thank you for telling me. Don't tell anyone. We're not going to gossip about this. Gossip spreads. We're not going to tell anybody about this. You need to keep this so that she can recover and so that she cannot suffer more consequences from this. And I said, "My parents," and she goes, "We'll take care of that." And they didn't. Because right then, COVID hit, and I never saw her again. We never went back to school after spring break. And so the world was in pieces, and the school never told my parents a lot of those details, and the school never reprimanded her, and nothing came of it, which is why I thought for a long time that no matter what happened, well into when I was 18, I still thought this way. My parents know now. What the hell is happening? My parents do know now. I thought that no matter what happened, no one would be on my team. Because that happened when I was 13. And yeah. For a long time after that, I couldn't spend nights in hotel rooms or buses with big windows, and I still can't play laser tag. I'm fine with hotels now. And buses with big windows don't come up often now that I'm an adult. But yeah. That's my story. Yay. It's not a very fun story. But that's one of my stories. Huzzah. I appreciate you guys a lot. I appreciate you guys so much. it means a lot that you guys believe me. I wish people who actually knew me beforehand believed me. The first thing I did when I came back was tell my friends, and they thought I was weird. They acted like I was the crazy one. And nobody seemed to care. It was all like those people in the laser tag room. Everyone was like trying to figure out how much of an exaggeration I was making. Well, I love you guys. Sorry for trauma dumping on you on Mental Health Monday, but somebody did ask. Okay. What did they say? They weren't, they weren't really informed until more recently. What the hell? Where did my dragon go? What? The server is shut down. No, Olivia. Just broke up with my girlfriend. We were together for 2 years. I don't know what to do. We did move it to Feel Better Friday. However, I don't have school today because it's snowy. So this is our last Mental Health Monday. Probably. Unless I have no school Monday next week. I hope you didn't have a similar story. That's awful. How much money do I have? I have no money. What should you do about your homophobic parents? They just found out you're gay. It totally depends on your situation. I'm sorry. I wish that I could tell you more. Hang on. How do I place it? Ah. Hi, Jade. I hope you guys don't have similar stories. That sucks. You need to find the parts of yourself that weren't involved in your relationship. You must have a hobby that wasn't with your girlfriend. Just figured out I'm gay, man-loving man, but I keep telling myself, what if it's just a phase? My answer to that is honestly, so what? We're here for a good time, not a long time. Who cares? I honestly... People who say it's just a phase, like... So what if it is? So what if you have a gay phase? Be ready for it to be permanent. Be ready for it to just be a phase. Be accepting if it's just a phase. When my kid has phases, definitely... I don't know what those phases will be, but I'll be supportive of all of them. Because you'd never know which ones are going to stick. The ones that don't, let them go. The ones that do, support. It's not hard. One of the eggs on the floor. There's no more eggs. Okay. How do I explain to your mom that you were assaulted? I think that you need to do it at the right time. Like, there aren't a lot of good times for that, obviously. But start the conversation with, like, you know, a sit down for sure. Well, I would love to wait for the eggs to fill up the box, but the box isn't filling. Fuck my fucking chungus life. Okay. Let's pick Find the Dogs. Hey Caitlin, I just wanted to thank you for always making my day and being something I can wait for almost every day and helping with my mental health. Jessie. I love you, Jessie. Thank you for being here. How did you come out? I think I'm into girls, but I'm too scared to tell my family. I actually didn't really come out. I got outed. So I don't really know if that... I'm sorry that doesn't help, but I don't have a tutorial story for you. I think it really depends on the situation. I think that you need to fox dog. I think you need to give time depending on your parents. If it's not safe to come out, don't. Ever. That's never something I'll recommend. The truth is not more important than your safety. Sorry. Anyone else just not come out? I told my mom I had... Just now? Well, how'd it go? Brothers that do that are the worst. Are you and Quinn going to San Diego Comic-Con in July? No idea. Oh, hi, Mar. Oh. That's not a dog? Turn that game volume out. You guys can't handle any volume. Okay. Gays, actually, I'm not American. What's the meaning of come out? So it's, to come out is to tell somebody that you're gay. Like, you're coming out basically as, hey, I'm not what you just expect when you look at me. And you're confirming that for other people. What is Mar doing up in here? TV screen. Okay. What age did I realize I was into girls? 16. I could have realized it sooner, but I was in a deep denial. There was this one girl when I was literally in 6th grade that I got butterflies every time she talked to me. But I just convinced myself I wanted to be friends with her so bad. Like, I had panic when one time she hugged me and I like if I could radiate nervousness and butterflies, I would have. 6'4", 3'9". 5, wow. What should you do if your parents say you can't hang out with friends outside your religion because you're gay? We'll say that's not very godly of them. Because it's not. at recess when you literally kissed the same girl behind a tree every day? How did you... You kissed behind a tree at recess? That's like elementary school, dog. My first kiss was technically with a girl, too. I remember in preschool, I had this best friend named Rainey. We were both like, I don't know, 3. We did everything together. I decided that it was fine to kiss her because I loved her. Obviously, it wasn't like that, but like, we would go to the bathroom together too. We'd figure out how 2 of us could fit on the same potty. And then the teachers made us stop kissing. Wait a minute. No, I didn't, comma, I'm not using TikTok. It won't let me open it anymore without agreeing to the terms of service, and I'm not doing that. Okay, I don't think I'm ugly, but I actually struggle to look in a mirror. My mom is always telling me how bad I look, and it's obviously affecting me. It takes me an hour to get out of bed every day because I don't have the motivation. I'm sorry. Your mom sounds like a jerk. Call me woke, but I'm not a fan of moms who do that. It's bad mom behavior. What the hell? What am I supposed to do here? Okay. Oh, I'm gonna miss bad. I missed. Farts. Who did I first tell I was gay to? Actually, the first person I came out to was my little cousin. I was telling her that there was this girl that liked me, and I remember saying, I'm not gay, but if I was, that would be my wife. She goes, I think you just came out to me. And I said, no way, because I'm not gay. Little did she know. No, I was fully ready to just let that be a phase. I was so... Like, I had internalized homophobia at that point. Like, I didn't care if other people were gay, but it should not be me. Any circumstances. I love you too, Kim. I was in Roblox and somebody mentioned you and Quinn in chat. I took a screenshot. More. Well, you should send that to me. That's funny. I sent my girlfriend a TikTok of you and Quinn saying you're both so cute, and she answered with, I wish to have a relationship like them with somebody in the future. I'm just overthinking it, or is it a valid reason to be upset? That is a valid reason to be upset. That's implying that she won't have that with you, and that she'll have a relationship after you. That's weird. You need to ask, you mean with me? And if she says maybe or no, leave. She's clearly waiting for the one to walk into her life and while you're waiting there with her. That's not cool. What do you like to do when you feel down? For example, listening to music or call Quinn. I do call Quinn. It's not a solution, but it definitely helps. You have to be careful with that sort of thing. You can't be putting the burden of, like, everything you're going through on somebody every time. Like, your only coping mechanism cannot be calling a specific person. You need to be able to be okay on your own, because they need to be able to have that space too. But it definitely helps, and there's definitely value in telling the people that care about you and that you care about when you're upset. But other things, I like to do things. I have comfort things from like that I've had my whole life, like TV shows, comfort movies, those sorts of things. Self-medicating by making a sweet treat or getting one, you know. No, but it's valid though, Izzy. Wait, was that Snoopy? It is Snoopy. He rules the world with truth and praise. Oh, yeah, Mar, that is Miller. I'm really going to destroy Kaylin_E. Poor Kaylin_E. Wait me, Colin. Poor girl, Quinn Fraser and Kylan. It's Miller. I'm going to destroy Colin_E. Hate grows in me. Hi, I'm a well-known person in the community, but I feel like I don't really fit in with the others. I will say something about my interests and realize it's completely different from everyone else's. I just kind of feel sad right now. That breaks my heart. If you are well-known enough, if I consider you a friend, please DM me so that I can talk to you, because that's really sad. And if you're just well-known in the community and not as much to me, please don't give up. It's okay. Showing people your interests is gonna be a risk. I have interests that none of you will ever care about. I don't bring those up a lot here because I know you won't care about them and because I have other outlets for them. But some people obviously don't have that, and that's pretty clear and obvious and normal. And I'm so sorry. I wish you could... Yeah, all of us love hearing interests. I know who it was now. Can I say who it was? DM me again. Can I say who you are? And can I say a few words? Because people are gonna know if I say a few words. It was Gray, who is literally the coolest kid I know. You have an unlimited amount of cool things you do and skills. Every time there's like you have like amazing references all the time. You are super funny. You are such an anomaly. Quinn and I do talk about you sometimes, and it's literally only positive things because we're astonished at how isolated you are. Because we're like, she's kind of like, there's no reason that you shouldn't have anyone. Okay, I say this and I was like, I feel weird talking like about a teenager like this, but I'm relating you to me at that age. But like, it's so strange because you're so funny and you're so cool and you're so creative. And we literally talk about it and we're like, and she's like, and Quinn goes, and she's super pretty too. And we're like, yeah, but what's going on? Because we have genuinely talked about the fact that you are an anomaly in that way. You are not the problem. I think maybe there's a weird opportunity gap somewhere. Because you are an awesome person. And you deserve the world, and I fully believe you're gonna get it. You have a perfect set of tools and an awesome mind. You got this. Please talk about your interests in chat. We will be better about responding. We can all commit to that. Easy. Why isn't screen getting blurry? Kaylin, I just wanted to say how amazing you are, and I love watching your streams, so thank you. Well, I love you too, anonymous not gonna lie user. That's why I'm here. I injured my knee on a snowboard. It hurts. It very much sucks. Oh no! See, this is why you should ski instead of snowboarding. Less knee injuries, more butt injuries. Outhouse dog? Skippy. Oh, great. When was this made? Last year. Oh, my girlfriend has just mentioned everyone in the group chat. Okay, Quinn just asked, I know Quinn just asked the people who are here to search her username in TikTok. If you haven't approved the terms and conditions, don't do that now because of this. But if you have, all hope is lost. Go ahead. My girlfriend and I have an argument. I feel like it's too disrespectful that I say I don't want to talk anymore because it won't help the situation. She hates it, but I don't want to talk to somebody is getting heated, you know? What should I do? I don't think it has to... Clifford. I don't think it has to get heated. There are a million tricks you can do. Talking about it is going to be beneficial, but if you're an avoidant person and you need time to think about what you're going to say before you say it, definitely say that and give a time. Oh my goodness, this is the most important part. The most important part, so that I'm assuming if you are an avoidant that you will be dating somebody anxious. That's just kind of how it works, unfortunately. So they are going to be anxious the longer you're gone, and that's going to put stress on you. So here's what you do. Here's how to feel guilt-free about that. Say, I need 20 minutes to regroup, take a breather, and I will be back with more solutions for us and more things to talk about. Think about what you want to say in the meantime and how we can work on this together, and I promise you this works. This has never failed. Because, okay, I used to be, like, very anxious, and then the person I was dating was very avoidant, like, to the point where it would be days. And all I really needed, like, I kept asking, okay, when will you be back? Like, when can I talk to you again? My person, when can I talk to you again? And she'd be like, I don't know, stop asking. Which was rude, but what if she had just been like, I will be gone for an hour, and then I will be back, and then this is what will happen when I'm back, I would have been far more capable of just leaving her alone. You'd be shocked. The amount of good that can come from being clear and communicating. And if you're like, well, I don't know when I want to be back, that's on you. You need to decide. Or at least say, let's check back in 20 minutes or an hour. Whatever happens, I will have an update on whether I need more time and how much more time I will need in an hour. You need to commit to that. You are in a relationship. You are not absolved of responsibility. What countries are my family from? We're all American. I mean, pretty far back. I have some Irish ancestry. We thought I had Italian ancestry, but it turns out my mom's birth parents just kind of lied about that. Hello? What's up? Your face might be on camera. Look at the thing.
I found your old Matthew geography notes. Where are these from? I was looking at your old books.
Don't look through all my... These are from 5th grade.
Seriously?
Yeah, when I still wrote in cursive. My handwriting still looks like that, actually. Maybe not the numbers, but the letters right about. Put these where you found them, now, please. Say hi. Say hi to stream. I think it's cool, too.
Hi, stream. How long has Miso been laying in that exact spot?
She loves streaming with me. She gets to be together and alone. Oh, big stretch. Little twitch. It's not Smurf 2.
What?
They're calling you Smurf 2.
No. Just no.
If anything, she's Smurf 3. Yeah, but for a guy, he's short, so Smurf. There we go. I am really 6'4", yeah. How are you on battery low already? Wow. There's gotta be something up here. Can't believe this. Where am I supposed to go from here? There's no dog up here. There is a dog up there. How do I get up? Oh no! Rats. Okay. Anyways. Today I'm officially 53 days clean from SH. I've never felt better, and your streams have helped me a lot. I'm so glad. I'm so proud of you. Yella, you have never even seen my driver's license. You have no idea how tall I am. Quinn just likes to make shit up. The biggest plot twist will be when I actually fly to the Netherlands to meet Yoa. And I'm actually 6'4", and Quinn is just 6'6", and we've been lying to everyone. To seem cute. No. I've had theories. I've thought about this. When I meet Yella, what will I do? Will I go in straight for the hug like most friends do? Or will I try to tackle him? Prove to him immediately that my height doesn't equal weakness and just head straight first, right into his abs and just like tackle him. Like a football bullet. Or will I wait until Wait. Or will I wait until he is below me? He's looking around in the airport. Where is my friend? This is Yella, by the way. Where is my friend? And then I'm up above. I'm in the ceiling. I'm ready to fall. I wait until he's just directly below me. Boosh! Now we're both short on the ground. About neglecting my friend when I'm setting alarms because I'm shit at contacting people, and I love her so much. She's my world. But having the rigid schedule is what enables me to stay in contact with her. I don't know what to do. Well, it sounds like you found your way of dealing with it, and she found hers. You're not the same person. And she needs to be okay with that. Don't bring up that you have alarms as much. Just keep using them. So many dogs in the clouds. Metal dog. Wee! 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 Wahoo! I might actually get a dog. But which way? No! Okay. I'm almost 15, still in high school, but I'm hyper focused on my future. Should I apply for a job this year? What is my future apartment going to look like? How am I going to drive? I'm terrified of driving. I'm so stressed for my future. I hate it when we do this to teenagers. Please take it one day at a time. There is literally no need for you to stress at the moment. You will only have your teenage years once. Live your life. You are still young enough where you could do pretty much anything, and the rest of your life you can still say, I was young and dumb. Like, if you're not enjoying your life when you're young, you're wrong. You're doing something wrong. I'm trying to explain why TikTok is stalking Quinn. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you're here. From now on, mental health streams will be on Fridays. So keep that in mind. I know, the background music is chill. I don't know what you mean by passive, comma, I'm on stream and using voice to text. You want to start streaming like me? Any tips? You need a platform on other things before you can stream. So like you won't get famous from Twitch. You get famous other places and then you funnel that into Twitch. Coming up on your and Quinn's For You page is very low, and to follow is even lower. Wait, what? What does this mean, Manu? Coming up on your and Quinn's For You page is follows even lower. I'm sorry because I know that's not the point of this. I got an anime English test today. I have the best teachers, you and Quinn. Aw, I forgot what the rest I wanted to write here, so I hope I have a good day and stay cool. You too, Manu. Sorry, I'm trying to read my... I think... Okay. Can we do an experiment real quick? Can everyone find out everything they can about the new TikTok's terms of service and tell me something that they think we have that nobody's talking about? Because I'm really suspicious of this, and Quinn is, like, suspiciously not suspicious of this. Like, they're censoring America right now. I don't know why we're fighting to stay here. Nothing happened yet. I didn't think your phone was gonna explode. I think they're tracking you. So they could do something. This is really not the time. She should be in school. That a different update. Whatever you show me has to be after just January 22nd. Okay, I remember what I want to do right now. I have news for my biggest day. It's coming closer. You know who this is. I do know who this is. I would prefer not to talk about any of that on a mental health stream though. But my ex would always answer the "would you love me if I was a worm" question with yes. I miss my ex even though she was a terrible person. If the best thing she ever did was lie to you that she would still love you if you were a worm, I think you dodged a bullet. I think if that's the only thing you miss, you dodged a bullet. Remember why you left. Our brains aren't designed to remember things like that, but you need to get over it if you're not going to end up in more abusive relationships. I can't, hang on. I'm 26 days clean today. Proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You just got a new guitar? Cool. I don't think I'm depressed, but I have no motivation for anything. I can't do schoolwork. It takes me 2 hours to get to bed. Oh, I think I already answered this one. I think everyone hates me. I don't think everyone hates you. I think you need to take a shower and go to bed. I think that would genuinely solve it. There is nobody on earth that everyone hates. Even Donald Trump. There are people out there willing to die for Donald Trump, and you think everyone hates you? Really? You might have just not found your people yet. Tisk tisk. How do I get up there? Do you think people can change? I think people can change people. I think that nobody changes without intention of somebody. So, like, I assume you mean for the better. It really depends on who it is. Some people can't change. Some people can. I don't believe everyone can change. I don't believe nobody can. I'm experiencing harmful intrusive thoughts and they're so scary. I haven't had them in a while, but every time they come back, it's so stressful because that's not how I actually feel. I getcha. I get it completely. The having intrusive thoughts, the disorder is the fact. Okay, here's my working theory. Our brains were designed to come up with, hey, what's the worst thing that could happen here? What's the worst case scenario? Because if we think of the worst case scenario and then we prepare for it, we survive. That's just a fact of life. That has been the fact for millions of years. That will always be true. However, people with intrusive thoughts, that part of their brain is broken and in overdrive. So they think, hey, what's the worst thing that could happen here? With, like, the brain just naturally goes, what's the worst thing that can happen here? With things that aren't situations, with things that it doesn't need to think that about. And then panics about it. It's hard to live with, but I promise you, you are not alone. And it is definitely not you. It's just your brain trying to prevent a bad thing from happening, even though that wasn't a bad thing that would ever happen. But your brain doesn't know that because your brain is different. And that's okay. There are actually medications that can help control that, believe it or not, and I think you should definitely talk to your doctor about it. Do lesbians feel the same desires as straight women towards men, just in women? I'm confused. So, yes and no. Because when I'm explaining it to a straight person, they're like, well, and I'm like, well, do you like girls? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, me too. And it's a guy, and it's exactly the same. Or when they're like, when did you realize you were gay? I'm like, when did you realize you were straight? You know, it's the same. But also, experiencing love with the same gender is different than the other gender, because there are a lot of heteronormative things that just wow, I almost fell in lava. It just don't click. For example, like, you know, there's not necessarily this is the provider one and this is the stay-at-home mom. We interact with each other differently and want an equal part that is the same, not an equal part that is necessarily drastically different. You know? It affects how you interact with the entirety of society and the rest of everyone, your gender and other genders. So, yes, in the same way that it's an equal attachment, but no, in the same way that it's has different characteristics. Does that make sense? You think we will get a delay for school tomorrow? My classes were canceled tomorrow. Okay. That's a little weird. Especially since she's my girlfriend. Somebody said, I feel like it's wrong. Sometimes I like Quinn since I want her since she's underage and I'm like 22. Like 22 or you are 22? Both of those are not cool. I'm like, I should be the limit of people. Like, my age is the limit. I feel like it's wrong looking at her liking her posts like that, looking at her posts like that, but somehow I just don't care, but it's wrong. Do I know you? Like, okay. If this is something that, if you know me personally, This is actually something we need to talk about between us, because that's not cool. If I don't, please stop looking at my girlfriend like that at the big age of 22. She is underage. Realize that's a 5-year gap? Minimum? Could be 6. I don't know when you turn 23, or if you are 23. Because you said like 22. 3 years should be the absolute maximum. My limit is 2.5. And Quinn is under that. I'm not even saying that to shame you. I'm saying that you're right, that it is wrong, and you need to care. Over the summer, I'm visiting my online friend Frankie, and I don't plan on telling her why, so I'm gonna surprise her. So I'm getting a job. Mar. Aw, that's cute. I finally got hearing aids a couple of days ago. It's already so much easier for me, and I'm so happy. I'm happy for you. Hey, Kaylin, I just wanted to tell you that you're my comfort streamer, and you mean so much to me, even if you don't know me. I'm also extremely shy, so I don't really talk in the chat. I'm scared of everyone's opinion. Marie. Aww. Don't be scared. I'm glad you're here. I feel like something has to be wrong with me to feel any semblance of normality, and I know my mental health has been crap for years, but this is completely new because I'm doing okay. That is so normal. That is super normal. Ooh, dinosaur bones. For somebody who has been mentally unhealthy for so many years, finding a sense of normality, it can be like, oh, this feels nice, but it's scary and weird and not normal. Even though it is normal, it's just not normal to you. So this is outside of your comfort zone for sure, but that does not mean it's a bad thing. Please do not go back to the devil you know. That will not end well. Ever. I did that. Don't do that. Lifeguard dog. Okay. Is this Smoke Dog? Oh, I already got that one. The red lady from Game of Thrones. I don't know what that means. Tribal lock. In one of the huts. Where am I getting these questions from? There is a not gonna lie in the pinned comment. I doubt that if you enter one now, it will get answered. 333-747-667. Hey! What the heck? No! Because I touched a red block. Fuck my fucking chungus life. I came out to my friends and sister today, and I'm really proud of myself. Lacey, I'm proud of you too. You go. I'm glad. Everyone deserves that. I know that was hard, and I'm proud of you. My friends keep throwing a Bible at me to make me straight, and I have a bruise on my stomach. I think you should call the police, because that is what we call my friends, a hate crime. Doesn't sound like it. It'll never sound like it when it's you in it, but that's a hate crime. Imagine reading that in the news. Teenage girl had Bibles thrown at her to make her straight. You'd be outraged, and you'd want the police to have been gotten involved. Call the cops. That's abuse. You have bruises. It's not a joke anymore. Yeah, or you could throw one back, but I would assume it would be better to tell people who can make a difference. I'm not going to talk about money on this stream. It's a mental health stream. Goggins. Okay, I know that's weird, but you and Quinn are like mothers. I never had, and I'm a little scared to tell this because I don't want to sound like a freak, you know? That's why we're here, dude. You don't sound like a freak at all. We've adopted everybody in chat because a lot of people have families that, you know, aren't the best. And we want to give everybody an opportunity to have a little chosen family with us. And though we cannot raise you, we can support you. We can be there for you. And we can set a better example for you, most of all, than what you were given. And that, I hope, will make a difference. I would leave her, but I don't really have a lot of people to talk to, especially because I don't talk to my friends outside of school, and I'm kind of lonely, so I'm scared that I'll never find a partner. I was once completely isolated, like, so isolated that I didn't even have a phone to contact people. I had YouTube on this TV up here. I had no friends because I didn't go to school. I wasn't, because I just got kicked out because I was gay, and it was because of that. I literally had nobody, and then that was 2 whole relationships ago. And it's not like I suddenly changed my personality between those. Circumstances will change. You don't like politics that much? I hope you're not in America, because when politics don't care about you, bad shit happens. Well, I'm glad this helps. Family sounds like they suck butt. Am I gonna stream this Friday? I'm not sure. I hope so. Maybe it'll be our first Feel Better Friday. Depends on the situation. I'm just glad I'm getting one done this week. Yeah, nobody's like, yes, politics. But people are like, politics, that's important. You and Gwen are honestly so comforting, and I feel so safe being in these streams. Mar. Well, I'm glad to have you. You took a big break from us for a while. Yep, I'm in America too, and you need to care about politics. I've literally had people, I've said you should start thinking about politics now. This is before we could vote. I was 17, she was almost 18, and we were talking, and I was like, well, you probably should start looking at, you know, the political climate of things now. She's like, we don't even vote, I don't care. And she goes, I love you so much, but never tell me what to do. And I was like, do you realize what's happening? Do I hate Trump or not? Do you think I'm stupid? Do you really have to ask that question? I'm sorry, guys. Did I not make it clear? Like, is that not obvious? I consider my streams like a family trip, too. This is not a friendly space for Trump. Trump lovers, this is not a safe space for you. My puppy. Look at my puppy. Oh, she's so sleepy in her little sweater. Meet your Cam. Meet your baby. She's so cute. Oh my goodness. 3374767. Wait. Oh. Wait. Wait, 3374. What was it? I thought it was 767. And this one's 7. This one's 6. What was this? Wait, 337. There's no button for me to press. Okay, wait. Gotta go back. Can't believe this. Okay. Ah, there were 3 3s. Okay, 333747767. There we go. Shaman dog. Help what? What am I supposed to do? I didn't elect that. There's a running theory that actually most of us didn't elect that and they rigged it, but we don't want to sound Republican. The vast majority of us aren't like that. They're like, why did you choose this? Most of us didn't choose this, and we actually shit on the people who did. Like, actively, all of us. We're all saying, I told you so. This isn't an American's problem. This is a MAGA problem. I feel so overdramatic, but I feel so left out in this community. Almost everyone here are friends with each other, and I've been active chatting since September, and I have no friends, and when I sub with Prime, nobody says anything. And I always say W sub, and no one says the same for me. That's so sad! Let's be hand up if you're ready for a new friend. We actually mean this when we say it. Don't put your hand up if you don't mean it. And when we see a sub, we say W sub. That's so sad. I can only imagine how sad that must feel. That looked weird. We're out of here. 45 out of 70. It can't all be up there. I'm sorry, you guys. If you feel left out, it's okay to... Let's have an emoji. Because it's hard to say the words, hey, I kind of feel left out today. If we feel left out in chat, let's have an emoji that we can use that is like, let's include this person. Okay? So when you feel left out, give me that pink flower? Everyone spam that pink flower so I know that you know what I mean. Yeah, that flower. Thank you for the gay bits, Yellow. That pink flower. Okay, if you're not on your phone, then you have to say, I feel left out. I can also type emojis on the PlayStation, so I don't know if that would be a problem. You can type emojis pretty much everywhere. But if you're feeling really left out and you're not able to say the words, I feel left out, put this pink flower, and can everyone in chat promise to include this person? And maybe we'll play an icebreaker or something. Okay? We don't want people to feel left out. People feel left out enough in in-person stuff. We don't need to make them feel left out in stream too. That would suck. It's my birthday tomorrow. My dad is going on holiday with his wife and her family, but not bringing me or my siblings. That sounds awful. Why is your dad like that? I'm so sorry. Happy birthday. Come be with us for your birthday. Jesus. Some people as parents. Not everyone should be parents. I don't think parenting should be just a thing you do because you got older and you have kids when you're older, and that's what you do once you get married. I think there should be an actual reason to want kids and actually have them before you have to want kids and want to be a parent before you have them. Like, unplanned kids have terrible childhoods. Because people just view them as, these are the kids I have, instead of, this is an individual that is growing and learning, and this is somebody who we are developing as a human being. Why would I join the community and add it to favorites before I fucking load in for the first time? I hate Roblox games that do that. I don't want daily rewards. I want to test your game, dude. If I get another pop-up, we're done. Okay. Oh. Wow. I'm so fast. Bye, Wonky. There's 6, 7 monsters everywhere. Okay, wait. I'm gonna see if I can add up some speed. Ah, never mind. We're leaving. It's a pay to win. Yeah, they only gave it to me when I was leaving. Oh, Miso. Just a baby. Yo, bro, I'm from France and recently discovered you and Quinn on TikTok. I love your content and I hope you can see each other on Valentine's Day. Wishing you the best. Wishing you the best too. My friend has a crush on me. She's really nice and all, but I don't like her. What do I tell her? If she brings it up, exactly that. You are the nicest person ever. But I don't like you like that. I want to be friends though. Gay bits! Be like, it's not awkward. I'm so sorry. I like our friendship. I like it exactly as it is. Please don't change it right now. And if you like her someday in the future, that'll be awesome. But it's not in the cards right now. Gay bits, thank you.